What's up, boys? Test, test, test. Yep. How are y'all doing on this fine Monday? Monday. Crazy, crazy. Man, I gotta say, I wish I streamed last night. I really do. I had the craziest. I did 4 races in iRacing last night. Didn't stream anything. Didn't record anything. I'm sure I said words. Yeah. I said some words. Mostly because I was frustrated. Thought I was going to do some SR farming. I should. I thought about doing some more IMSA today. I might still, to be quite honest with you. Oh, Dave did one too? Damn it. So annoying. Alright, let me see. I gotta check. I haven't done this in a while, so I gotta make sure all my stuff works. Alright, there we go. There we go. There we go. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Alright, I'll check once we get into a session here. I'm gonna go back to my OBS and check and make sure everything's working. Yeah, I'm excited. I watched KH, what's up, brother? Is that Kyle? Or am I like literally just making that up? Not sure. Sorry. Noah. Mr. Nodwell. Yeah, I should have streamed. The only reason I didn't is because I hadn't taken a shower. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. This is a close, tight-knit group, okay? Okay, sorry, Hilton. My bad. There was a Kyle that used to hang out here a lot. I know he did streaming too, so just based on the way that was set up, I thought that might be him. Smell cam. I mean, I smell fine. It's not like well, I did work out. Shit. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just one of them things. Like, stuff y'all don't think about, man. If you don't put your face on the internet every once in a while. Ooh. Fuck it, let's just do this. Why not? Sure. Corvette. Let's get it. All right, I got to test real fast to make... Jesus. Literally no more practice server. What would I do if I couldn't click that last one? No practice for you, sir. Okay. All right, I got to double check, and I'm not going anywhere. I just need to check this scene out. All right, that works. Good. I'm hoping that all this other stuff works. I haven't used any of these scenes in a long time, so I don't know. I don't really know. Come back. There we go. I tell you, I have had fun with my time in LMU, but I have so many gripes about this game. It's not even funny. I'll be honest with you. It is fun. I do like it. Come on. Hold on a second. Come on. Nice race lab's not popping up. See, yeah, that's not a LMU problem, but I have so many issues with this game. It's crazy. Come on. Show the standings. So annoying. Oh, that's right. I'm an idiot. For some reason, it doesn't work until I leave the garage. My bad. Ah, there it is. All right, cool. Progress. Oh, God. Hold on. Hold, please. I just tell you what, man. I actually got rid of gripper cam. I apologize. And kind of don't at the same time. It's... I just didn't like it. I'll be honest, I just didn't like it. Alright, standings. Let me make that bigger because that looks a little small to me for some reason. I don't know why. Cool, better, I guess. Fuel calculator's all jacked up. I guess it doesn't matter too much. But I'm OCD, so it matters to me. Alright, I got that back. Not quite in the middle, but close enough for right now. Alright, cool. Race cars. Oh, let's see. What else do we need for this? Alright, cool. Alright, sorry. When does the session start? It starts in 3 minutes. I'll get 0 practice. Perfect. So it is fun. I like this game. It's got a lot of promise. There's some things I really don't like about it. I don't like not having... I'm gonna sound like a shill. I promise you I don't intend to be. The fact that I don't have my JRT configuration up there drives me nuts. Like actually nuts. Because I don't see all the stuff that you guys see. I have a custom page above me that has some Race Lab overlays specifically for LMU. So, you know, cool, but it's not what I'm used to. So like if I was trying to do a race that required pit stops and all that, I would have much more trouble doing that with LMU than I would with iRacing, just because I have it configured exactly how I want it. My event, oh shit, my event is starting. I think I'm ready. Should be great. As we roll down the hill. Start driving. No. Where is it? I'll report you and your friend. That's fun. Hopefully he's not talking. No. Yes. I'll tell you one of the things that's really annoying. Is this it? We're already there, right? Yes. One thing that's super annoying. I lose force feedback all the time. And it's not like in the middle of driving, which that would be horrific, but like just transitioning between sessions is really weird. It'll cut your force feedback out. So you have to buy, it's like VR in iRacing. You have to bind a button in VR to reset your center, I guess. Same thing here. You have to make sure you have a button bound to reset your force feedback because it goes out often. You guys can't see it, but the UI elements on the screen of LMU, well, number one, I don't like having all that stuff on the screen. Yes, you can get rid of a lot of it, but because I don't have my JRT for it, I kind of need to have some of it or most of it. But because I use ultra wides and triple configuration, it's stretched, like the UI scaling is just messed up. So like the mirror, I think, is jacked up. All of the elements themselves are horizontally stretched out. You'll see it with the green lights. When the green lights go out, they'll be stretched. It is cool 681 people are signed up for this race, though. That's pretty cool. But stuff like that's really annoying. The graphics, I mean, visually it looks pretty good, but it's very, I don't even know what to call it. It's almost like jittery, juttery, stuttery. It's got like this sensation that you feel like you should be like bouncing a lot, because I guess that's what the tarmac is doing to the car, to the suspension, etc. But it's like, it doesn't translate well because I'm physically stationary here. So I see the car bouncing like more than I notice or see in iRacing. And so that really messes with me. It's really annoying. Sounds are good. Visually looks pretty good. I wish it was smoother. It's so funny. I can literally spend 20 minutes driving an LMU and then go back to iRacing, and I feel like it's the smoothest thing in the world. Like it's not, but it feels like it is. All right, I don't have a clue as I get blasted by that thing. So I don't care about practice. I don't know how many laps I'll get. Let's just fuel it for 5. I have no idea how many laps I'll get in the race either. I don't even know how long the race is. I guess I don't really care. We're just gonna rip it and have fun. Well, I have force feedbacks, that's positive. I also can't get my triples. I can't get the angle quite right, so I have more warping in the corners than I do in iRacing. I think that's more of a me problem. There's just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. The skill overall in this game doesn't seem... I mean, I don't know. Hard to say that. I've not been in the splits that would determine otherwise, right? I think I saw I'm like split 15 of like 30-ish. So I'm, you know, think about that as being like in, I don't know, a 2K split or something, maybe lower in iRacing. I mean, you gotta think almost 700 people were signed up for this race. I'm guessing that top split's probably pretty competitive. It's very populated at certain times of the day. Like right now, it's going to be very populated because it has more of an EU audience. And therefore, they're playing right now because it's their nighttime. Like there's all the force feedback left as soon as that happened. Yeah, 15 of 19. So, you know, 20-minute race. I have no idea. So let's see what a lap looks like. Force feedback is there. It's positive. Yeah, I've got to figure out the warping is actually pretty annoying. GT racing and building financial reports. What a treat. Hell yeah, brother. I'm just happy to be here. I can entertain you while you do some shit. You know, I'm here for it. My kids are off school again today. We're getting like 5 inches of snow today, which is crazy. It's been snowing its ass off since about 8 o'clock this morning. It's supposed to do it all day. JRT does not support LMU, no. JRT is a product that's been around for a long time. I haven't asked him if he's going to do it. I doubt it. But who knows? Who knows? When does the new season start? So iRacing's new season technically is a little over a week away. The build comes out tomorrow. So that'll be a good time. LMU's big build comes out tomorrow too, which I love that, to be honest. I love that they kind of compete head to head like that now. That's pretty cool. Good for us. Like the feedback is really strange. I'm using Mike's feedback that he sent me. Mike Wolf is here sometimes. It's a very different feeling from iRacing. I should probably sit down and actually try to put one together that feels closer to iRacing just for a familiarity sake, if nothing else. But I just haven't done it, haven't tried. I don't do this enough to really care. But maybe I should. Yeah, they scan their tracks. I don't know. Probably some basic. I mean, you can look if you really pay attention to the, you know, the dash. It's doing a lot of bouncing. Thankfully, the horizon I've got, it's not locked, but it's close to locked, so it doesn't like really make me nauseated. But it certainly can. I can't find a setting. I've turned off all the head movements and all that crap. I don't know why anybody has that stuff on, but I can't find a setup that feels anything close to as smooth as iRacing for me. I think that's more just, I'm used to that, I'm comfortable with that. So if I could get it to be that smooth, Change it in a heartbeat. Like, yeah, the trees look great. I'll be honest, I don't really look at them. I'm looking at them right now because I'm talking about it, but really don't give a shit what the trees look like. I think it's also really easy to get like low speed spins in this game, from my experience. Oh, too much. At least I know this track. One of the other tracks they've got this week is Bahrain, which took a couple laps just to try to learn it because I don't know the track, but yeah. Yes, the competition's critically important. They purchase it, they don't scan it themselves. Okay. Makes sense. I also think, and this could be completely wrong, I feel like I've heard that the way to do it in LMU is to like lean heavily into things like ABS, which is the opposite of the iRacing world. Well, it's funny, so I went on track. It did bring up the little like track limits thing, but I guess because I lifted slightly, it went green instead. It started yellow, which means you're about to get a penalty, which means lap would not count. Anywho, we're up barely. How did that not spin? It's really easy to get low speed spins in this car, or this game. I don't know if it's the car. Like that, I can't feel if I'm like hitting the brakes too hard. I feel like I'm slowing down really fast. Hard to get the finesse. I mean, not that I really have in iRacing, but it's certainly better than I have in here. Yeah, it's not gonna be green. Poor exit. I mean, I know people would literally shoot me, but I also feel like iRacing looks better. This just, I mean, yes, the quality of the exterior stuff looks pretty good. I don't know. I don't think it's like, oh, this is so much better. I really don't. I really don't. LMU graphic looks better as in the scenery. Yep. Video glitched a couple times. I hope it's not. If it does, my apologies. Everybody's here today, so everybody's streaming, everybody's using the internet like crazy, so hopefully it doesn't do that to you too much, but I can't do too much about it, unfortunately. Okay, so I didn't see my fuel use. Rip, I have no idea how much fuel to put in this car. AC rally. I've been thinking about getting an AC and AC rally. Honestly. The only reason I haven't is because I don't have a round wheel and I don't have like any other, I mean, really the primary is the wheel, and then I don't have any way to shift. Literally all I have is 2 Formula style wheels with paddle shifters. Snowstorm, it's coming. I mean, it really didn't get started until like 8-ish, but it's supposed to get about 5 inches, which I know it's like peanuts for you, but for us, that's a lot. That's enough to go thrashing in the... We get 30 seconds? What the fuck? Alright, let's just do 50%. I have no clue what to put in this car. 50% is 15 laps. It's only a 20-minute race. These laps are not that short. Whatever. Jon Snow for you too. Yeah, it does look good. It does look good. I'd like to try both, quite honestly. But, yeah. It's like $50 to buy both games right now. A little bit of a sale. It's like, so I could do that, or tomorrow I'm getting Miami for sure. Adelaide I probably won't. I don't think that's going to be super relevant to me. But alright, let's see the start procedure. It's been a hot minute. Alright, let's be slow down. Fine, fine, fine. I'm going to put on the now catch up. It gets a little confused until everybody like does this. Alright, Spirit of Racing. I need to turn that off. I love how one thing really pisses me off with this game. You'll see also watch the elongated once it comes up here with the sign. You see what I'm talking about? Come on. The game seems to be okay. Like the cars and everything look normal. See, look at how the 60 is elongated. Even the little lights right there kind of elongated. One thing that really I hate about this thing is it keeps resetting settings that I have. So, doesn't matter to most people, but for me, the menu having audio, like music. I love how there's a guy on the inside. How'd you not get a cut? But the menu having, like, sound is really annoying because it demonetizes me on YouTube because that audio is copyrighted by somebody. So I've turned it off, and it seems like every other. I would assume you'd go that way, but you seem like you're coming my way. Every time I turn the thing off, I swear, every third time I open the game, it's back on. Drives me nuts. So I've got to make sure I turn the game on before I stream it, so I can turn it off before the music plays and it demonetizes my video. Super annoying. Sweet move, by the way, if I do say so myself. I mean, physics suggested he was going to go left, but it seemed like he was going to go right for a long time. I gotta get through here. Come on, turn up. How's the BMW turning better than me? I know you want to be there, but your exit's gonna be ass. Go whip some. Yeah, that's the plan. If we get enough snow, I'm definitely gonna go rip that thing around. It's sad, man, because I used to have like a nice 14-inch MPI. I mean, probably too big for rally or whatever, but still, whatever. I would have used it. I used to have a nice big MPI rim I used for NASCAR stuff, and a sequential shifter. I sold both. Really regret that. Thankfully, I know this track. I feel like I've got too much brake pressure. Hey, what's up, Beamer? Unfortunately, I tried to hit my clip button to make it short of that guy spinning out in front of me. I think it's mapped to something else in LME, unfortunately. I have to figure that out. It's always something. Yeah, exactly. That's part of the UI scaling problem. The mirror, like all of my HUD elements are super elongated. Like the standings are like double in width what they should be. The height's right, but everything's spaced out like way too much. The thing in the bottom right that shows like your RPM and all that crap, same deal. All right, P4, let's go. Sean, I'm 100% with you, brother. I feel the same way. I'm just an iRacing guy. And I'm totally cool with that, personally. And you should be too. I do enjoy messing with this from time to time. I like I'd like for it to just keep improving. Super important for all of us that it does. Ain't no way. Track limits on that. Come on. Barely. I mean, how much time do you want to lose? We could lose a ton of time doing this if you want. Or you could be smart. Yep, how much time? You can have the other guy pass you now too. I'm really curious to hear back from my protest I submitted last night in iRacing. Oh, too much. Oh, apparently not. Okay. Apparently you can cut the shit out of those curves. Good to know. Run Spa 24. No, we did Daytona. I didn't make the cut for Spa. What do you mean protest? Protest. Oh, protest. I did 4 races in iRacing last night. Off stream, off recording, off all the things. Just me sitting here by myself chilling. And I had a guy... I'll do my best to explain it. I do have a video I can show you later, but... Basically, we did a IMSA Spa race. One of the 45-minute races. This guy was behind me for a long time. Finally caught up with me in the last lap. Going into the chicane, I took the inside line, covered it exceptionally well. Like, no way he was doing anything there unless he literally ran in the grass. So he took the outside line as expected. I ran it a little deep in the chicane, you know, smart. Instead of staying on the racetrack, which he had plenty of room to do, like I definitely came back to the right enough, he had plenty of room to stay on the racetrack, he opted to just cut the racetrack. So he went off the track completely, missed the second apex altogether, or whatever. He missed that whole thing. So he has a slowdown, right? This is literally last lap. So he's about to cross the line with this black flag, which is bad news bears. So he has to slow down or basically stop. Because I don't know how long that cut time is, but it's got to be pretty aggressive. So anyway, he stops effectively on the racetrack, right in front of the checkered flag line. I come out, I went on the racetrack like a normal person would. I came out on the racing line. You could see he was kind of in the middle of the track, more like maybe like 70% to the right. You could tell he saw that I was on the racing line, so he started going right, hitting his brakes to like literally block me from going in front of him and finishing the race in front of him. So he did that. Well, he did it really, really early, so I had tons of time to react to that, which I did. And I went way to the inside, like basically all the way to the other side of the racetrack. Well, as soon as I did that, he gassed it up and pulled hard to the left to block me again. And so when he did that, I didn't have enough time to react, so I ran into the back of him. I pushed him across the line in front of me, which really pissed me off. And then as soon as we got across, and I didn't even know where the hell the line was, to be honest. All I saw was red and the back of his car. So I pushed him across the line. As soon as we got across the line, he hit the brakes again, and my foot was still on the gas 100%, so I ass packed him in the back. He went into the wall. I stopped the car, created a clip, signed it for the next race. So anyway, I have a YouTube clip I can show you of it. Captures the whole thing pretty well. So yeah, I protested that. I don't, it's funny, I don't make a lot of protests in iRacing. I think he could probably protest me for effectively intentionally wrecking him, which I kind of call bullshit, but whatever. I'll be honest with you, I included everything. I didn't puss out and clip, you know, just the part there and stop right before I hit him after the line. Like, I clipped the whole thing all the way until I stopped the car. So showed it all. So yeah, I'll show you that as soon as this race is over in 11 minutes and we finish P3. Hopefully. I don't think I got anything for the guys in front. They're running a couple tenths faster, it seems like. Excuse me. They also have, wow, the second guy has 80% fuel in his car. Oh shit. The guy in front's got a lot less. I wish I had a feel for my telemetry. God, I feel like I have no finesse through here. I do like the Corvette in this game. Not a big fan of the Porsche in this game, to be honest. Need to try something else. I do. The Mustang in this game is actually pretty awesome. I'd like to do more stuff in here, but none of my friends, none of my teammates race LMU at all. So like team events and stuff are pretty much irrelevant to me. I could do like the championship races, and I've done some. They are fun. It's just, it can be difficult to schedule it. Which I know y'all are probably sitting there thinking, bro, you don't work. Why is it a problem? Well, children. But need to like take my daughter somewhere after school. Like I need to be available at 3 o'clock on a Thursday, you know? And so if I want to like schedule these championship races every week, I want to treat it like a league where basically I'm kind of committing myself to be there every week to do it, you know? Ooh, purple middle sector. Ooh, purple lap. Let's go. Also hate the damn radar. But every time I go to turn it off, I'm like, ah, maybe I'll use it one day. I never look at that radar. Oh, I can't wait to try the peak up. I can't wait. Tomorrow's gonna be fun. I'm definitely gonna stream tomorrow. The goal is, I say goal because y'all know me. The goal is to stream as soon as the servers come up tomorrow. Which kind of sucks because everybody's gonna be doing the same thing, but I gotta figure there's a lot of people that are gonna be at work and can't hop on to check stuff out either, so I'll be your guinea pig, you know? Just know, go to YouTube. Once you see that the servers are up, your boy will be live. I'll be here, show you all the things you want to see. We'll have some fun. I have no idea. They don't give you any estimates, so we know that it starts at 8 o'clock Eastern, but we have no idea when it's over. I would honestly, I'd venture to guess somewhere around a little after lunchtime. That's probably the best estimate I could give you. So I'll create a go live page and I'll just estimate like noon and we'll go from there. I'm excited that they're adding the assists. I understand that there's a lot of the purists that really hate it, and honestly I feel bad for them. Like, I bullshit with them on Reddit and troll them a little bit for fun because it's fun. But truthfully, I do feel bad for them because if you know, like I was a Skippy guy for a long time, and if somebody come to me and said, oh, we're gonna add, I don't know, something to your car that fundamentally changes it, and all we've driven is Skippy for the last 4 years, I'd be pissed. You know? So I get it. I feel bad for them, but at the same time, it's like, it's happening, right? So for me, I'm excited because I think it'll actually give me the opportunity to dabble in the car and not feel like I have to main it, quote unquote, so that I can race it competently, as it, you know? Right now I don't dabble in peak up because I don't want a C license and one mistake to destroy a race. That's why I don't do it. So having the ability to have some of those assists so I can make a little mistake, because I make a lot of them as it is. For me, it's approachable now, and I'll actually drive the car. But more on that in the coming days as I talk about plans for season 1. Some things are shaping up. I feel like my participation in VSCA is probably not going to happen. And so if that's the case, that's going to shake some things up and maybe give me more of an opportunity to do some other things. You relieved F1 season's over? Yeah, you know what? It's a really good point. I kind of am. Mostly just because I wanted Lando to win. And I'm just really relieved that he did, you know? I thought it was fine. I mean, it wasn't the most exciting thing ever. It's weird to have a race where there's literally no safety car, no yellow, no VSC, no retirements. Like, really nothing. The most exciting thing that happened in the race was Yuki driving the boy off the track. And I'm really glad that the stewards made the decisions there that they did. It would have been insane, in my opinion, to have penalized Lando for passing him off the track when he was effectively pushed off the track. And I know some people say, well, he had space. It's like, he had space when you take a picture of it, you know? Like, with hindsight being what it is, he had space, you're right. But like, in the moment, they're driving 180 miles an hour at that point, probably, and all he sees is he's weaving 3 times across the straight. And then when he commits to the inside to make the move, Yuki, after he commits, he goes even further left. So Lando doesn't know how far left he has to go to not make contact with him. So he goes a little bit further than he needed to, yes, but like, what the hell is he supposed to do? Like, make it millimeter perfect? So I'm glad they didn't get involved in that. That would have been really stupid. And truth be told, even if they had, like, if anybody thinks that Oscar wouldn't have switched positions with Lando to let him win that thing if he needed second or something, like, come on. Of course he would have. It does teach a lot of things, but I guess I'm just not good enough to do it. Not good enough to do it consistently. And when I'm literally yapping constantly, it's shocking how many more mistakes you make. As annoying as last night was, as far as how some of those races turned out, I had some insane laps. Had some great laps, great pace, great consistency. I probably drove better not streaming for a night than I do the vast majority of the time. Because all the cognitive, you know, capabilities are being thrown into literally just driving a car instead of trying to process text, think of things to talk about, you know. So yeah, trying to do that and race a car that leaves literally no room for error, can't do it. I don't have that skill. I need a little bit of margin. So yeah, ABS. Really, it's ABS. I mean, TC is nice and all, but ABS is what I care most about. God, I love this racetrack. I'll be honest. I love this track. I hated it when I first drove it, but it's so funny. It's kind of how I feel about everything. For whatever reason, I hate things the first time, and then a little bit of experience, I'm like, oh, you know, I enjoy it. Silverstone's another one. I hated Silverstone for a long time. Now I love it.
That time was a 1:45.46.
Yeah, I personally don't think Lando ever showed the pace of that car until the very end of the race, when they were like, you know, you saw that gap go from 4 seconds to like 8 or 9 seconds pretty fast. You're like, oh. Like, they knew what they were doing. Well, it's only a 20-minute race, but it feels like a lot longer. Yeah, the haters were out in force yesterday. I thought that was pathetic, to be quite honest with you. I love how people keep talking about how Max Verstappen got robbed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what? I just cannot, for the life of me, sympathize with a Max Verstappen fan who feels like he got robbed yesterday. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? Really? Okay. We can have that conversation. As a Lewis Hamilton fan, we can have that conversation all day. Happy to. What a joke. And then the psychos on the internet, like, it was only by 2 points. Like, you know, the thing that happened with Kimi is so important. It's like, do you actually believe that Oscar would not have gotten out of the way? You know, like, so stupid. I don't know why people's reasoning leaves the conversation when we talk about sports. And Max was incredibly good about it, as he should be. Good champion. He's matured a lot, which is amazing to see. Is this not last lap? Does it not tell you? It says no minutes remaining on the clock. Does leader have to go through it one more time? He doesn't have a lot of fuel. Yeah, I don't... The way I look at 2021, both of those guys were incredibly deserving of being a champion. Max was incredibly deserving of being a champion. But if you don't believe that circumstances played a really large part in that, I don't really know what to say. I was definitely more frustrated by that situation in the moment, but I don't know. I just... Very deserving. Max is the man, no doubt. But it blows my mind to hear people talk about what happened yesterday like it was some crime. Oh, so it is done. Yeah, I didn't like that. It'd be cool to see like a white flag or something. I guess they don't do white flags in WEC, do they? I wish I could describe this to you. I don't think this comes across, but like, there's this stuttery kind of thing that happens in the background. It's really annoying. Good job, P4. You almost got it. Think Max should have won, but if you're gonna say it's not earned, to be fair both ways. Yeah, I think it's insane. I mean, we literally saw people saying stuff like he didn't deserve to be the champion. It's like, I don't understand how your brain is so fucked up that you literally don't see how an entire season of points, and where the first race is equal to the last race, and every single thing that you do matters. When they tally all those points up, the person that has the most doesn't deserve it. You're dumb. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, was Max Verstappen or was Lando Norris at the peak yesterday? No. Was Lando Norris at the peak a month ago? No. But that's not how it works. That's not motorsports. At least not real motorsports. Sorry, NASCAR fans. But it's true. In my opinion, that's true. It's just mind-blowing to me. Like, people can't put the bias aside. We don't crown champions based on who ran the best in the last month of the season like other sports. And I am incredibly thankful that we don't, because that would be insane. As NASCAR is finding out, as their fans take a mass exodus to the front door, you know? Oh my gosh, another one in 4 minutes. Prototypes at the Algarve. All right, what else did I do here? I hate this layout. I'm not a fan of it. It's like there's other stuff that's going on, but it's not next. So you kind of have to like click around to find it. So there's Bahrain. Ooh, Sebring in 24 minutes. I'd actually like to do that. GTEs. Those are pretty fun. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get like too aggressive about the whole thing, but like I just think people cannot look past their fandom, and I think that's a problem. But at the end of the day, it's pretty simple. I mean, in Formula One, every race matters. So like, you know, you got to do it from the start to the finish. All right, I can't do any of that anyway. I can do these 4 because I'm not a gold boy. Bahrain, I don't know that. I mean, maybe I should race it just to get comfortable with it, but I don't know that track much at all. Algarve I do, but I don't know those prototypes. We can certainly learn them. This is super fun. I'd like to do more, but I'd like to find my way into this race. So 13 aisles. This drives me nuts. I know a lot of the world uses what I refer to as military time. I know it's not actually that for a lot of people. I've always thought of it as military time. And it's also nice as 13. I know that that's 120. Cool. But we have the technology. Can you guys not just show this in local time, please? It would be so nice. Alrighty. So maybe I'll wait. It's only 20 minutes. Maybe I'll wait. I would like to do some Sebring. You can't click on it from there. Yeah, this is just weird. I don't like this layout at all. I'm sure some people love it. I don't. More and more ready for Mac. Yeah, I can't. I say I can't. We talk about this a lot, right? Like, I can't wait till that happens, but also hope it's a long ways off. Wait, what was that? Heavy? What's that mean? RR heavy. I have no clue what that means. I assume something related to weather. RR. I have no clue. Anyway, let's do it. So there's S. Go back. Ferrari or Vet? I'll probably just go Vet. Fuck it. Yeah, I think Max is great for Formula One. I do not want him to leave. But I will be really happy when he's driving endurance sports cars. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. It's weird. Like, I hope it's a really long way from now, but at the same time, like, if I could watch him race against Kevin Estra at Nürburgring next year, I would sign me up. Now, I want to see him at his peak, you know? I want to see him at his best. All right, let's go see if we can figure out how to do this without the assists. Poor Yuki, yeah. Yeah, I feel for him getting cut out like that, but I don't know, man. It's somebody said it not long ago. It's freaking Red Bull. They're just gonna churn through drivers forever. He'll draw a lot. He will. It'll be hard though. Like, my personal opinion, WEC and IMSA are very hard to follow. They don't race very often. You know, they have a ton of teams and all that stuff, but then they have 4x or 3 to 4x the number of drivers, right? Because in a Daytona situation, you need 3 or 4 guys. So it's hard to follow. And then, you know, like some of the races that you really want to pay attention to, like the Nürburgring 24, that's not a WEC race. So they have their own thing. So it's hard to follow. It's hard to watch. Fam, what's up, brother? It's hard to watch. It's hard to literally, I don't even mean like follow when you're watching it, but like actually literally watching it. I can't just subscribe to like YouTube TV or have ESPN or Apple TV now or whatever that's going to be. They kicked me out. That's fun. You can't just do that. You have to find it on YouTube, like VPN style, which is convoluted, but in my opinion, probably the best way to do it. You can, I don't know. WEC, you can sign up for a subscription. I forget what it was like $35 this year, which seems like good value, but in the United States, you don't get COTA and you don't get Le Mans with that. Just like, that seems insane. So like, I don't even know how to watch Le Mans 24 as an American, like legally. I have no idea. I know the somewhat illegal way to do it. I mean, I paid for the WEC TV subscription last year, and then I still had to VPN to say, oh, I'm in the UK this weekend, so I could watch it that way. But technically, I shouldn't have been able to do that because I'm in the United States. So it's a hard thing to follow. And IMSA in the United States is definitely better because it's on NBC and Peacock, but I just can't be bothered. The commercials are ridiculous. The storylines they follow are ridiculous. They spend more time looking at, with a camera on the people in the booth than like on the race. So it drives me nuts. For the last couple of years, I've just VPN'd and watched the international broadcast on YouTube. And you literally get a 24-hour stream, no commercials, couple, different sets of announcers because they got to sleep and eat and stuff. To me, that's the way to go. Yuki was closest. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you think about performance-wise, I don't know, maybe I'm biased because I like Yuki. I love Daniel too. But all the other guys over there kind of like, Yuki definitely seemed to do the best. But they got to keep the machine running, I guess. Motor trend. Yeah, true. Been a while. Some states in the USA. No, that's stupid. I haven't heard that. Yeah, that's a good point. You're right. I forgot that it went to HBO. So yeah, if you have HBO, I think you have to have an add-on in addition to HBO. But yeah, if you have HBO, you can also get, I forget what that thing's called, but there's some upsell within HBO that you can get WEC. That's true. So that's an expensive ass way to do it, to be honest. You're probably paying, I don't know, at least $20 a month, if not more. That feels aggressive at best. International coverage from IMSA, yeah. Yeah, they do a really good job. Great commentary. Like they really understand the sport. They follow it literally all over the world. Or it's not really the case with NBC and Peacock. They follow IMSA, but they don't follow, like John goes around and does the Bathurst 12 race. He follows sports car racing all over. Has to be on VPNs. Weird. I wonder what's the target there? Are they just trying to get around, like, just assuming that people that are typically using VPNs do it for nefarious reasons, like hackers and shit like that? Can't imagine they're actually going after people that are using it for, like, to get around Netflix, content restrictions and stuff like that. Actually, I can. You know what? I'm sorry. I cannot believe for a second I thought that the government could do something that made sense. I'm sorry. They probably are most likely doing it for something as stupid as Netflix. Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Can't imagine. How did I say that out loud? Unbelievable. Let's say it's for kids' protection for adult content. That's really stupid. That's real dumb. That's real dumb. It's like, yeah. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I do care a lot about that topic, personally. I have 3 children. They're older. They're in high school. They know how to find stuff if they want to find stuff. Like, I'm not an idiot. But I do care. I do care about that. I do care. Like I said, I was on Reddit the other day. They were talking about using substances while sim racing, and like generally those conversations, in my opinion, go to, they're not really discussing it. I feel like most of the time those conversations go to glorifying and maybe like glamorizing that situation. And like, hey man, that's what you want to do with your time, that's totally fine. I really don't give a shit. I don't care what you do in your personal life. You know? But like, I do think, and I said there, I was like, I'll be the guy to say it. Like, there's a lot of little like young kids that like read this stuff and they listen to older guys talking about how, oh man, I drive better when I'm high, bro. And it's like, please, can we just not talk about this? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just the 43-year-old man talking that has kids, but I don't want my kids hearing about dumb shit like that. That's my opinion. It's always about the money. Very true. Oh. Thoughts about LMU against iRacing? Should I try LMU? I don't think they compete with one another, honestly. LMU obviously only focuses on effectively one or two series that iRacing focuses on. So I wouldn't even say they compete. Where's my steering? Oh, there it is. I think it's good. I think if you went into it thinking like, oh, this is going to replace iRacing. If you're really into iRacing, even if you literally just run IMSA, just for the sake of argument, you are a 100% match of the target audience of this game, and you basically just run IMSA and iRacing and maybe like GT3s or maybe prototypes or whatever. If you just race those cars, I think you'd be disappointed. Honestly. There's enough issues with it. But I don't look at it and say like, oh, I wouldn't be missing out on anything if I only did LMU and stopped doing iRacing. Now, what I will say is, if you've never really gotten into iRacing, then you're like, I think sports car racing and sim racing could be a lot of fun, and you've never kind of had the experience, I think you'd probably be okay. It's like you don't know what you don't know, and there's a lot of stuff in here that is really good, but it also has a ton of issues still, in my opinion, from my experiences. So yeah, I look at it like it's fun. I enjoy it. I hope it continues to get awesome by the day. I want them to compete with iRacing. I want iRacing to compete with them, like, you know, all the things. But if you ever just want to turn left for a while, you can't do that in LMU. If you want open wheel, you can't do that here. Dirt, which I guess nobody does, but I kid. But you know, if you want more disciplines than effectively just IMSA, like, they don't compete. It's gonna make me fucking nauseous. It already does too much bouncing for me. And now I'm at the bumpiest track on the planet. I'm gonna have to like really... Oh, and the whole like, every car's a Porsche because it can't load the textures in while you're in the session. Just dumb stuff like that. It's fun, but it's not iRacing, in my opinion. We will save the children at the same time, ensure we're getting paid. Sincerely, the governor. True. Germany bought in face age verification. I've heard about that. That seems like a really bad idea. Germany and the EU as a whole is cooked. Okay. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but... yeah, let's not go, yeah. Noah, you said it in the second one. Let's not go there. No, let's not go too political. You can kind of talk about some stuff at a high level, but yeah, I definitely don't want to sit here and bash the entire EU because of what somebody said on Twitter, you know what I mean? I don't live in Germany. I don't have a clue what it's like to be there. Germans don't live in America. They don't know what the fuck it's like to be here. You know. I say enjoy what you know and leave everything else to the people that know it. Oh. So these cars don't have something. I can't remember what it is. Do they not have traction control or ABS or both?
Lap 2, 48.27.
ABS. Looks like it has TC. Okay. I think once they get pretty warm, ABS isn't that critical in these cars anyway. Anybody like cheese? Oh. Yeah, I don't personally mind the whole political conversation, but I generally, and I don't feel like I'm breaking my own rules here, but let me just like for a second. I don't mind it myself, but what I always find is that somebody else does, you know? And they didn't necessarily turn on a stream to talk about, you know, their political feelings and, you know, so it's like, I just don't want it to be a situation where it's like, you might have 70% of the people agreeing with a certain conversation and somebody else is like, I just, you know, feel alienated. I just want to watch racing and talk some shit, you know, so that's generally why I feel the way that I feel about it. Yeah, not having those markers is rough. You go ahead, I'm gonna mess you up. You too. Shit, you too. Where are you guys coming from? Wood has never lived. I don't think I ever learned why, I assume. So, yeah, no, I'm glad you asked, honestly. So, when I'm trying to think, wasn't this summer, it was last summer, I did PRL as a league, Precision Racing League, which is probably the most, I mean, certainly the most competitive league I've ever been in. It has to be one of the most competitive leagues in iRacing. Used to be. It's no longer a thing. But anyway, I did it last summer. And met a guy through there named Martin. And he's, you know, older guy, but has a story a lot like mine. Like, tech guy, ran a company, doesn't run said company anymore, spends most of his time sim racing. Had a Corvette, like I had one at the time too. We just shared a lot of similar interests, you know, so the other cool, I mean, really the reason I even really got connected with him was that Peter, who y'all see all the time, Peter knew him and lives somewhat close to him. And he's an older guy. I mean, he was late 50s. And so anyway, I got to know him, you know, talking to him a whole bunch, and he was so helpful for me. Like, I can't even honestly articulate how helpful he was to me. Like, I was still trying to kind of break into the sports car thing and coming from a Formula background. So he was really helpful. He would go out and do like practice sessions with me and like show me different lines, and it was just super, super helpful. So learned a lot from him, and I'm competing in PRL against him, which I say against him, but that's a really aggressive way to say that he started really far up in the grid and I was like really far at the back. And so if he like squinted really, really hard at the start of a race, I could see him, but then I never saw him again, you know? So like we kind of raced against each other ish. How about we say it like that? So anyway, befriended him, and he introduced me to SimCity Racing. So I basically joined SCR through Martin because he was part of it too. Didn't do a lot of the endurance stuff, but all the leagues and all those things. And let's see. Unfortunately, he had cancer. Cancer came back, and I don't know how long. I mean, it went quick. And so he passed away September of 2024. So it's funny, like I literally had only known him a couple months, honestly, but had a big impact in a way that, you know, just never really expected. And so anywho, the first time I think he had cancer, he had gotten a tattoo on his calf that said never lift. And that was just kind of his mantra. One, certainly in a race car on the internet, but he raced stuff in real life, like, you know, background in racing. But definitely his mantra, you know, in sim racing, and so used that as kind of his motivation to fight cancer and kind of work that battle, which, you know, he did the first time. And anyway, gotten the tattoo of never lift, And so when he passed, we, that, what you see up there is made. And so I keep it with me. I put it on all of my stuff. It's on all of our liveries. Yeah, so it's my little way of kind of keeping Martin hanging around. So yeah, that's the story. Shoot, I forgot to show you all the clip. Thinking about Martin, it's like he'd have laughed his ass off at this clip. And I'll be honest with you too, he would have laughed his ass off, but he also would have been like, you shouldn't have done that at the end. Fuck, man, missed that dude. Okay, let me bring up this clip. All right, make sure you guys can see this. Can you see it? Yes, you can. All right. So this is from last night. This is the clip I was talking about. So I submitted this as a protest. This is literally the full clip that I submitted as a protest. So, an unlisted video. I'm not publishing on my YouTube page or anything. I literally clipped this so I could share it on my YouTube, on my Discord channel. So obviously I'm in the front, dude's in the back. It was a weird race. I'd say the last like 7 or 8 laps, he was about anywhere between 1.5 to 2.5 seconds behind me. And it was like one of those things, like he'd have a really good lap, but then traffic would catch him, and then maybe traffic would get me, but then I'd have a great lap. Like literally we just kept bouncing back and forth. But for whatever reason, the front half of this last lap, he just did a really good job. Maybe I did a poor job, and he closed the gap to get in draft. And obviously that's painful. So this is approaching the final chicane at Spa in an IMSA race last night, where he's clearly going to go for the other overtake. A little bit more context. He had already run into the back of me twice on this lap. So I expected it was going to be aggressive. He was going in hard, wasn't lubing up. I'll let it play. 30 seconds. Yeah, I mean, look, the way I look at this, I was going to aggressively defend. I was going to keep my right side tires in the grass if I needed to keep him from getting the inside. But thankfully, he had kind of enough of a run that he had to do something with it. And do something with it early. I really didn't want him to go inside here. So you could see I didn't go completely and, you know, to the side until I knew he wasn't going to be able to do that. So I tried to open it up. At this point, I'm like, right side tires are in the grass. But he had enough of a run. He was kind of forced. So he just went wide. The second he did that, I was like, okay, cool. I can open it up a little bit, get to the middle of the track. I wasn't really thinking like, hey, dive it in there pretty hard so that it's really difficult for him to overtake you. I wasn't thinking that. I think that just naturally happens, quite honestly. It's one of those things where it's like, it's last lap, you're pushing hard to defend, I inevitably miss my braking marker by just a touch, and that's all it takes to go just a little too deep, you know. I think that's some last lap defending kind of stuff. At least that's how it goes for me. But I left room. I actually tried to leave room here knowing I went deep. But then I saw in the mirror that he just fucked on off. I was like, okay, why is the race starting now? Join event. Sorry. So then coming out, I knew what he was doing because when he went off, I knew clearly he was going to have a slowdown. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to take the normal racing line. I'm going to go around him. So he's brake checking because he's trying to bleed a slowdown off. I don't know how long you get on a slowdown in that situation. I guess it's at least like a second and a half, maybe 2 seconds worth. So I was like, okay, well, he's going to block me. So I'm going to go literally to the inside of the racetrack. And when he sees me do that, he just drives like a bitch. So even after the line, which I didn't really know where it was, because if you can imagine my cockpit, all I have is a view of his ass. But we're across the line now, and then if you notice, he hits his brakes like literally directly in front of me. So into the fence he goes. So there you go. So yes, I submitted a protest on that. We'll see if they yell at me for hitting him in the back. All right, we'll go 45 liters. I would assume 50% is generally okay for the race. Actually, I don't need that much for quali. Let's do 3 laps worth for quali. He would have had a slowdown for cutting the chicane. Yeah, exactly. So he got the slowdown and then tried to bleed it off. Now, here's what the part that honestly, I'm not even gonna bullshit you. You know what? I would have. I'm gonna lie. I'm not lying to you. I'm thinking about this in real time. At first, I was gonna say if I had finished ahead of him, I wouldn't have even reported him. I would have just called him a clown, which I did, and left. But unfortunately, because he did what he did, I pushed him across the line. So he actually finished ahead of me in the race. So he went completely, cut the chicane completely, went across the line and beat me in the race because of that. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. That pisses me off that that's not like a DQ. So I'm hoping that when I get a reply to that protest, I'm really hoping to go back and look and see that they DQ'd him from the race. I don't know that they'll do that. But personally, I think that's what should happen because it's ridiculous that he completely did that and still finished ahead of me in the race. That's bullshit. Oh, Sven does? Great. Well, don't worry. I won't be in his splits, assuming he's played the game much. Now you'll get the Lando. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? And I don't care if they yelled at me because I hit him after the line. Like, honestly, I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. And they will DQ people for, like, they do it in special events. Or they just started doing it in special events, I should say. But yeah, in my opinion, like, it's very, very clear he made no effort at all to actually try to complete that chicane the way you're supposed to. And then literally sat in the middle of the racetrack, blocking, brake checking, swerving. It's incredibly clear to me what he was trying to accomplish. And unfortunately, he got it through. So I got a crazy safety rating hit because of that, because he's a fucking idiot. And I lost the position because he's a fucking idiot, and that pisses me off. So yes, I am you mad, bro. Every time I see your name, I laugh because I think it's funny, and I'm kind of mad about it, yeah. Yeah, honestly, thinking about it now, I kind of wish I had literally just ass-packed him immediately. I really, I didn't have a lot of time to think about it, but man, had I done so, yeah, I think that would have been amazing. Because I think he would have gotten like a 40-second time penalty added or something like that. He was playing with fire for sure. I just don't understand how you can be that much of a clown. I really don't. One, I would never just cut the racetrack like that. And if I did, I sure as wouldn't sit there in the middle of the racetrack. And then if I did for some reason, I surely wouldn't go dodging left and right trying to block the person behind me. Like, what an idiot. To me, it's like a literal perfect example of the person that should not be on iRacing. That's some Forza level shit. I hate to dunk on Forza, but I mean, Tell me I'm wrong. But yeah, I was mad. I was pissed. I was so tilted after that. And I'm sitting there like, the rest of the race was pretty okay. I forget what position I was for. It was decent. It was like 7th or something, and like a 4,200 split. Like it was, maybe it wasn't that high. I'm not going to give myself that much credit. I'm not sure where it was. We'll look later if you're curious. But it was a good race. I actually did pretty well in that race. That guy was like over a 4K driver. I did well. But it's funny, that was the first race. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm not streaming. I can't believe I'm not streaming this. This would be insane. Y'all would love it. But anyway, I ended up doing 2 more IMSA races. The second one was a complete shit show because it was raining. And I got lucky, I guess, and opted for the Porsche. But unfortunately, it didn't go very well. It wasn't raining that hard, so I opted for slicks, which I do believe was the play. It was very split. I'd say it was like 60-40 split, slicks versus wets. And I do believe it was the play, but I didn't get everything up to temp fast enough to like actually make it the play, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm a big, you know what? Sebring's another one. Hated Sebring at first. Love it now. I pretty much hate every track that I eventually love. There's no feel. There's no feel like you really get on the throttle like that and you kind of break loose. There's no feel at all until it's like about to leave. And then even then it's really no feel. It's all through the eyes. I'm really curious to play the update that comes out tomorrow for this, the 1.2 update. I did look at the patch notes and I didn't see anything about fixing the damn triple ultra wide's UI scale issue they have, as you can tell by my giant ass mirror. So I'm hopeful, but they're not going to fix that. Maybe forever. I've brought it up. Multiple people have brought it up in their forum. It's like bug reports and what they always say, and I believe them, but I don't feel like it's a good enough excuse for me. Is we don't have anybody that has that configuration to test it. And I'm like, brother, you're welcome. Send me a build. I'll test it for you. You know? But yeah, I don't know if they'll ever fix that, which to me, really, it's a real kick in the balls. I know not a lot of people have triple ultra wide. Like, I get it, but damn. It's just one more reason. Just stick with the normal ass 1440p monitors. And it's definitely a triple ultra wide issue, not just ultra wide. So a while ago, maybe it was in the spring, I was trying to test it for myself and see if I could diagnose and figure it out. And so I just started with just running LMU just on my center monitor and not the secondaries, and it looked perfectly fine. It ran great. I was like, ah, this is what it's supposed to look like. Fantastic. And the second I put the triples in play, it goes to shit. God, this car's so fucking good. Lots of power. I actually like driving the GT3s in this game more than the... What did I say, GT3s? I meant GTEs. I like the GTEs better in LMU than I do in iRacing, to be honest. Think about spending $400 for a Logitech replace it, no special. Psh, hell yeah, dude. You know what? I bought my kids, I don't know if it was a 923, but I got my kids a Logitech wheel and pedal setup not that long ago that they don't use. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I need to find a kid that's local who would lose their shit and just go give it to them. That's what I need to do. That was a pretty good lap, right? 2:39? No. That's the last lap I did? That's shit. That was terrible. I'm sure it's just sitting in my son's garage. Sure it's just sitting in his closet collecting dust. All right, 50%, which I think was 45 liters. Yeah, it must be. Holy shit. Mouse, work. I'm not going to stop till it's 45. Okay. All right. P9 of, I don't know how many. We'll just assume 20-ish. 25, damn. I was just thinking, I actually have Race Lab set up. Donate to the needs. If I'll look, honestly, I'll look. If I know we have the thing clearly, but if I have the box, I'll consider it. But I'm almost sure they don't use it, and I don't know what it works. We don't have PlayStations here, or an Xbox household. I don't know if it works with all of them or just one. I don't know, but they used it with Forza for some period of time. Feel so discombobulated. Slow down. There's no car there. Why can't I just take the spot? I'm trying. I can't go but so slow. Alright. Holding speed. I do like that you can just put the pit limiter on.
Green flag.
And then hit the button. That is nice. Alright, hold on to your nuts. Wow. Ferrari almost killed us all. Shocked he didn't just go flying through the corner since we don't have ABS. Oh, here comes someone on. Oh, shit. At least he kind of came on pretty straight. Or I should say parallel. Yeah, it's snowing its ass off here, dude. Yes. Yeah, I think we're supposed to get about 5 inches of snow today. I know a lot of people are probably going to hear that and think like, huh, that's nothing. True. In Richmond, Virginia, that's a shit ton of snow. Honestly, 5 inches or 2 feet, doesn't matter. Same response. Everything's shut down. My kids got school canceled last night. I'd be shocked if they go tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, it's probably going to be a 2-hour delay. For 5 inches of snow. No bullshit. Our biggest issue isn't snow, it's ice. Where temperatures generally are. Whoo! Atta boy, what a catch. The way our situation works around here, it's like, it's cold enough for shit to happen, but it's not cold enough for it to just be snow. It generally turns into ice. It's like we always kind of get, oh man, always kind of get screwed. You can fuck on off trying to dive in there like that. How about y'all? You're more western North Carolina, right? So you probably got a shit ton of snow. Isn't that right? Or am I wrong? Oh, that was more of a third gear corner. Oh man. It's funny, I feel like they're pretty good around here. It's funny, I actually used the Porsche as a braking reference for where I should hit the brakes. I think he was wrong. Yeah, there's something in the feel here. It's like I can't feel oversteer until it's real late. Even there, I don't even know if I feel it. Like again, it's more of like an eye test situation. Her ass up there. Oh, baby, turn. Alright, come on. Don't make dumb mistakes, and he's not catching you. Make dumb mistakes, you're gonna lose it. Western edge of central North Carolina. Okay. Is that kind of like Boone, North Carolina? I mean, that's out there, right? Where, I mean, is that you kind of where all the real crazy shit happened like a year or so ago? The hurricane stuff, the flooding. Damn it. Yeah, the feel on this is just a touch off. Mike, I am using your Simucube profile, by the way. I like it. I'm missing a little bit. I don't know if it's an LMU thing or something I can tweak with the profile. Just miss a little bit on some of these exits where the rear wants to come around on you. Can't feel it till it's really, really late. I know they say they have traction control. It doesn't feel like it. Oh yeah, if you make a tweak that feels good, let me know. Yeah, I will. I definitely will. We're both making some mistakes. He's pushing pretty hard trying to get up here. I'm trying not to push too hard. I'm trying to just keep it smoothish, but that's not going very well. Yeah, I'm really having issues with like mid-corner out. It's like the balance of trying to get back to the throttle but not kill yourself in the process is difficult. I thought I broke early there. Maybe not. Oh, he gone. Ferrari man down. Now if it just don't do anything stupid, we'll walk away with P4. It's a big ask. Had a good start. I mean, literally went from 9 to 5 pretty fast. You'd love to see it. Shit. I'm so used to having those markers on iRacing on the outside of that corner. Actually quite tough not having them. I need to go look. Maybe after this race I'll go look and see how much we got. This morning it wasn't sticking to the roads. I'm sure it is by now. If we get to a point where it's built up on the roads a decent amount, I need to take the truck out. It's like the most fun thing I've ever done in the truck is literally last year it snowed a decent amount. Took the truck out. Turned off traction control, left it in two-wheel drive, and let it eat. God, that's so much fun. Should be goddamn. Actually, I guess it is illegal. I was going to say it should be legal. I think it probably is illegal, to be honest. I think a police officer would have looked at what I was doing as reckless driving at a minimum. Yeah, slip angle. That's the word. Good call. There's something about it. It doesn't feel right. It's like it's really tight, and then at the very last second, it's real loose. It's a 23, so she's still quite fresh. I will have had it for 3 years in the spring, which is crazy. It's only got 16,000 miles on it. I don't drive very much. Whew. I love that thing. I love that thing in a way I can't express with words. I love that truck. Oh. The Raptor. I just don't drive. Shit. As soon as COVID happened, I started working from home. So for the last, basically the 5 years from 2020 to the end of 2024 when I was working daily, I worked from home. It's the only time I'd really go do a whole lot is baseball stuff or, there just weren't a whole lot of things. That's a huge reason I sold the Corvette. Like, I barely drive my truck. Also, having a Corvette sitting in the garage that barely gets used felt real stupid. I mean, I enjoyed it. I loved it. hated paying property taxes and insurance, and I hated knowing that I have a depreciating asset just sitting there. That I didn't drive that often because I just don't drive that often to begin with. Oh shit! Stay on the track. I really would like to get my safety rating up in this game a little bit. Trying to avoid contacts and off tracks. Oh, that was one of the top 3. Freebie! I would say yes and no. Not so much an idea, but more of like a thought process of how to solve a certain set of problems. Hard to say much more than that, honestly. But yeah, definitely it's funny how just the velocity increasing of how often we meet and talk makes it more exciting, you know? You're just kind of like, all right, cool, we're getting to a point where we're getting close. You know, we're getting close, which is good and bad. My wife brought this up the other day. She was like, because we talk about like content creation and all that stuff a lot. She's like, you don't actually want to go back to work though, do you? And I'm like, I mean, I do. I mean, I don't, but I kind of do. I don't think I could do this. Like, even if I made enough money to pay my bills, I don't think I could do this as a job. I think it would drive me crazy. I enjoy streaming and racing and stuff. I don't know that I could do it for 6 hours, 7, 8 hours a day. I don't think I could do that. I enjoy the kind of short bursts that I do currently, and especially the events like league racing and all that. You want to work when you want to. Honestly, yes. That's, yeah. And yes, we all do, but like, it's literally that simple, right? Like sometimes you might have a job that you kind of hate most of the time, but there's times that you enjoy it. There's times that you're like, oh, fuck yeah, today was cool, man. We did X, Y, or Z. Had a good time hanging out with the boys, you know. That's how I feel about like normal work. Like, yeah, there's definitely times that I'm like, fucking don't want to go write code today. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with X or Y. But there's also a lot of really good times too. Shit. And it's honestly, it's kind of the same with streaming. Like, it's not really a job. It can be. I guess it could be. I don't really treat it like one. But anyway, like, I don't think most people understand like how much work and effort people like Malone and like the guys that do it like really as a job. There's a lot that goes on there. I think it's a way more than people think. And I think the thought is generally like, oh, you know, he just iRaces all day. It's like, that's true, but he's also yapping for like 6 hours straight. Have you ever tried to do that? Hard's not the word, but it's something that's not normal or natural. Fuck, man. This thing's trying to kill me. Trying to kill me. Yeah. I feel you. I was lucky in a lot of ways to find what I really enjoyed relatively young in life. But the idea of like kind of going back to it, like literally spending 8 to 12 hours a day writing code again to jumpstart a new business from literally nothing. There's definitely an element of that sounds really exciting to me. And then there's also a very large element of that sounds like, holy shit, that sounds like a lot of work. Because I did it before, and I know what it's like. So, you know, if I knew what the outcome was going to be like, it's a lot easier to digest it, to be honest. But at the same time, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So I'm kind of torn on it. I literally swear to you guys, like, I'm sure you can tell, but literally day to day, I go back and forth. I literally could have tomorrow, I could show up and talk about it like, I'm going to try to go full-time streaming. I literally could do that tomorrow. And then the next day I'd be like, you know, I really can't wait to go back to work. You know, like, I just can't make my mind up with most things. I suck at making decisions. I hate making decisions. You know, yeah, freebie. Hopefully I can keep him behind me. Oh, shit. Yeah, exactly, Wade. I think that's the thing. It's like, I say it a bunch, but just the idea of being on, like literally just on. I had to go take a shower this morning so I don't look like a Neanderthal in front of 30 people on the internet. I mean, you know, like just physically being on and not doing something that embarrasses you too much. There's so much more to it, I think, than a lot of people even really think about. Because why would you think it? Until you do it yourself or really put yourself in that person's shoes, why would you think about it, you know? The other part of it is like, I just like doing the cars that I like to race. I don't want to race Formula Fords and I don't want to race dirt, but you know, because I need to fill 8 hours of content today. Like, I like sim racing. Sim racing is number one. Streaming's a lot of fun. I really enjoy this interaction, right? This is awesome to me. I enjoy it more than you know. But it's like, number one, sim racing. Number two, content creation, you know? So, I don't want to do something for the sake of filling time. I want to do it because I want to do it and it's fun to me. And oh, by the way, I'm also going to have a cool conversation while we do it, you know? 5 minutes, gosh. I think I'm doing pretty good. I don't know that I haven't paid any attention to the gaps here. I don't know if I'm making time or not. Just trying to rip it. Really trying not to blow through some of these heartbreaking zones. Dude, I cannot wait for tomorrow. I'm very excited for Porsche Cup. I'm also very excited for Miami. I was watching the videos that people, you know, like Ollie was live streaming it yesterday. I thought it looked great. Now, when I say looks great, I mean visually. Like, it visually looks awesome. A few things I like more than like a proper F1, you know, circuit, at least on the visual side of things. How it's gonna race, I have no clue. Watching him do it was funny because it's like, I don't know the track, you know? Like, I've seen Formula One do it a bunch. I've watched the Carrera Cup guys, the support race for it. And it looks cool, but I don't really know the track. So watching him do it was actually kind of weird. But I look forward to it. I can't wait. Yeah, no, it's true, but it's also not true. Like, it's better than doing something you hate. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's a really obvious statement, but it's still way better than even doing something that you just like can tolerate. Like, you just think about your typical ups and downs throughout just an annual basis or something. When you think about ups and downs with your day-to-day job, at the end of the day, your lows in the world that you really love, even when it becomes your job and it's no longer your hobby, it's a job, your lows are way higher than your lows at a job that you can tolerate. Forget the job that you hate. But the job that you tolerate and it's like, it's okay, but you're not loving it, those lows are way lower. Way lower. Right? Think about it that way. I think that's the best analogy I could give you. Because I mean, honestly, like, I've done that a bunch of... I do that all the time, actually. I can't help myself. Back in it was 2009? Something like that. I was, you know, software developer, whatever, working a normal job. But mobile apps were all the rage. Really into fantasy football. And I made an app for a fantasy football service that's really, really, like... really niche. It's not Yahoo, you've never heard of it, but it's a site that people use that are like hardcore into fantasy football. And so, like, for instance, this site we used to do to run a league, a dynasty league that we had 53 players on each roster. So when we did the draft, we did like a normal NFL draft. You're drafting guys out of college, you know what I mean, who are not going to play on your team in most cases. So like it was hardcore fantasy football. So I made an app that used their API and built, you know, literally the mobile app on Android for their platform. And I sold it every year for like, I think it was like $3 or something to access it. And I would recharge you every year because I was working on it every year to add new features, trades, you know, whatever. You could draft through it later on. And I think, like, I'm not bullshitting you. I forget how many years I sold it, like as a product, before I just stopped supporting it. But I made like 120 grand basically doing that as a side hustle for, I'll just put on it, let's say I did it for 5 years, something in that range, you know? So once I built it, yes, it took a lot of time to build it up front, but then every year it was like minor updates to just make it work for the new year. You know, so like that's a situation where I took something that was a hobby, like fantasy football and app development, because I wasn't building apps at work. I was working on web stuff. I hated it. Where app development was super fun and interesting, I would literally come home and work on that app. Build it, support it, answer all the stupid emails that people would send you from the Android marketplace, you know. And it turned into a job. I literally stopped working to work on that app and then other apps that I built for a couple of years until that company failed, basically. But it turned it into my job that I did every day. And it literally went from a hobby to a job. And yeah, it was a situation where it wasn't as fun as when I was doing it for pure fun, but it was a hell of a lot better than doing the web work that I've been doing every day for the 10 plus years prior. You don't have somebody to look forward to, but then you do the other things, you know? Then all of a sudden you have a lot of time to do stuff like spend time with your family or, you know, or just whatever else. You find other hobbies, you know? Like for me, if I didn't sim race at night, I'd probably watch a lot more movies, you know? Which I watch a lot of movies as it is. Damn, I didn't know that was it. I gotta figure that part out. This feels like it's stuttering like crazy. It's running 60 FPS. That's terrible. Why is it running 60 FPS? Like locked at 60. Feels like a stuttery mess. Sorry. Go right. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't try to convince anybody to do basically anything, but you know, again, I just go back to the highs and the lows. The highs of turning a hobby into a job. The average high is so much higher. You're passionate about something. Yeah, it's hard to beat. All right. This is the shitty part. Now I have to wait again. 25. That's annoying. That's annoying. What else are they bringing? What's up, big dog? I don't know why I did that. I'm an idiot. Chilling, man. Chilling. What else? I don't know. Adelaide's in there. Honestly, I'm not super interested in that. I don't know. Maybe GT3s will go there. It's a big V8, like Australian V8 supercar track. So maybe GT3s work there too, just by association. Honestly, I saw it. It looks cool. Like it's different because it's a street track, so it's got lots of trees and it looks neat. But I don't know. Doesn't seem super interesting to me. Miami definitely interesting. Porsche Cup definitely interesting. Honestly, past that, the only other thing of note and for stuff that I care about would probably be, which is crazy, but probably be the fact that they've finally conceded that their extreme weather conditions are too extreme. And so we're no longer going to see what most of us refer to as red flag conditions while it's raining or has rained or whatever. So I'll just call those fixes in the weather system. So there's that. That's a big deal, I think. They also referenced, like some changes to the GT3 class in general, which I think is always going to be a footnote. I feel like they almost have to at this point. So there's that. I'm really curious. We're going to do, I don't know how I'm going to do it just yet, but we're going to do some streams this week, obviously. I'm going to do one tomorrow. Plan is as soon as the servers come up, I'm going to be streaming and going through everything. Doing the week 13 shenanigans, which I'm sure there's going to be a million people signed up to do whatever Porsche Cup series they have cooking. So I'll be doing a lot of that. And then I'll do something, maybe a separate stream where we just go through all the GT3 cars and test them. Because I need to make choices for what I'm going to drive in the leagues that I'm going to participate in. So that has to happen. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to go through this week. I really don't know exactly how I'm going to structure it, but lots of streams this week. That's the plan. What's up with LMU? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I started my computer up today and I was like, oh, let's see if LMU has an update. I knew they have one coming. They have one coming tomorrow. And I saw they were at Fuji. I was like, oh, that'd be fun. Let's do some of that. So that's pretty much it. Honestly, I did 4 races in iRacing last night, 3 IMSA races, and then I did Draft Masters. I did all of it off stream. I didn't stream. I didn't record any of it. I just did it for funsies. And I had the shittiest night of iRacing ever. I lost more safety rating. It was crazy. Actually, maybe that's one reason I'm doing LMU today, so I don't lose my A license in iRacing tomorrow. Because I'm really close. I'm 2.2 right now. Aren't they updating track? Wait, I missed something. Sticker. Sorry, brother. I've seen the Cup cars race there. I'm very excited for me too. I didn't get to watch them. I assume you mean in person, which that would be insane. Me too. I think the track looks awesome. Visually, it looks awesome. I was watching Ollie do it yesterday, and it looks so good. So, and I mean that visually. From a racing point of view, I don't know. And nobody knows till tomorrow, but I'm excited. If it's shit, I mean, who cares? If it's shit, then it just doesn't exist. We don't race at it like Mexico, and we move on with our lives. But if it's awesome, amazing. I wish in person. Yeah, me too. Me too, actually. I'll watch this on YouTube as well. Aren't they updating tracks? So they didn't update this. From what I understand, they didn't update the scan. They updated the artwork. So the not the barrier, but kind of the hills, the terrain and stuff that's on the other side of the barriers were updated, things like that, some new banners, and which again, Basic Ollie was doing a stream of it yesterday and showed off Bathurst. He literally went to Bathurst in the Porsche Cup car first. And I don't know. I didn't see a huge difference. The biggest thing that I noticed were different different, what's it called? Signage. That was the biggest thing I noticed. So, cat sponsorships. Yeah. So I didn't really notice a big difference there, but we'll see. I'll definitely give it a shot tomorrow. Pretty interesting test weight. I'm missing so much shit. Y'all chatting it up today. iRacing just grind it up to B class. What should I do during this week? Nothing. I want to move to GT3, so I guess test the cars. Don't have any of the tracks. Yeah, test the cars. Matter of fact, best thing to do right now, go into the downloader, download all of the cars. Actually, just go download everything you can stomach. Go download everything. And then tomorrow, if you have time or you're around to do so, tomorrow when they're doing the build, test drive will be up. So you can go in and test the cars that you don't own. When the build comes up, you can test obviously everything that you do own, but you won't be able to test the stuff that you don't. So that's a way to at least try some other cars. Maybe you might be interested that you haven't purchased yet. But honestly, I use week 13 as a chill week. This season's kind of weird because I only race for about half the season, so I'm not burnt out like I normally am. But normally for week 13, I don't do really any streams. I pretty much just chill and then come back ready to rock and roll season, week 1. I definitely would not recommend signing up for any officials because there are a couple. I wouldn't do any of that because people I don't know, something about the term week 13 makes everybody lose their mind. Even in a situation where, it's an official, they still drive like they're in the unofficials and it's just chaos. So I would not recommend doing that. I use it for things that, I don't know, seem dumb. Like I'll go around my rig and I'll make sure all my stuff's tight. Maybe I'll try a new profile for a thing that I was kind of holding off because I didn't want it to affect my league race from 2 nights ago. So maybe a new Simucube profile for my wheel or my pedals, or, I'll do stuff like that. It's almost like an opportunity. It's like a spring cleaning, go through everything, make sure everything's good. If I want to make any changes to anything, that's the time I'll start doing it. Stuff like that. And then I'll test cars offline. I'll do the week 13 silly stuff just to screw around for like the first night. But then honestly, like people drive like such idiots that the novelty of that wears off very fast. So that's how I approach it, but be interesting to test the GT3s, chilling and clicked on YouTube and no Chris. Yeah. I literally, I'll tell you straight up, the only reason I didn't stream because I hadn't showered. That's it. Oh yeah, Road America. I bet it's an amazing place to watch our race. They were sad from Norris being world champ. No, hell no. I was very excited. I was pulling for him all year. More cat sponsorships. Bathurst was looking a bit dated. Yeah, and it still kind of does. I mean, I'll see tomorrow, but like from his stream, I don't know. It didn't look like, I didn't see a huge change. The move for SR Farm until week 13 is the GR86 at Nords. I believe you. I just don't want to drive the car, to be quite honest. I just don't like driving those cars. Like any of the cars, that are not aero dependent, that don't have the high speed, I just don't like them. Where it's more mechanical grip, so like a MX-5, anything like that, anything in that space, I just don't get on with those cars at all. GT4, great example. I've tried to drive them. I have no feel in them at all. And I know I'm used to the aero, so I'm used to like heavy weight transfers because of the aero, because of the speeds that I can literally feel in my wheel. I can feel the weight of the car moving like hard. When I drive cars like that, because it's so much more mechanical, I don't know whether it's the profile that I use, the way that it's set up. I don't know what it is. And I'm not saying that like it's normal. I'm sure the people that drive these cars all the time have great feel. But I have not spent the time to sit down and try to find a profile that makes those cars feel good. I basically have like no feel when I drive those cars. It feels like there's nothing there. And so I have a hard time like feeling what the car is doing to drive it at a limit. And then I inevitably, you saw, I don't know if maybe you didn't see, but I did an MX-5 race when I kind of first came back and literally gave no fucks about what I was driving every day. And it's like, I'm going to be in the top split, which means at the start of the race, I'll see cars. And then in about 2 laps, I won't see any cars anymore because they'll be 30 seconds ahead of me. And it's just boring. Like, it's a whole thing, like just because of where my iRating is, I'm going to be in a race that is not a race. It's a time trial for me by myself. Definitely no officials. But yeah, if you limit it to SR farming, I believe you 100%. But truth be told, I'd probably make a mistake and go flying off the racetrack and lose all of the SR gain because I'm not used to driving the cars. Avoid officials, try some cars. What's the best? Is there a best? No. Driving the GT4, Mark Helmu drove BMW M4. Okay. So you've been driving GT4s, Mercedes. So you've been driving a lot of front engine. I would say if you asked me that question like 8 weeks ago, I'd have been like, it's the Mustang, and it's not even close, right? Especially for somebody that's been driving 2 front engine cars. Problem is with tomorrow, we have no idea what they're going to do to shake up the meta. Because right now it's Mustang. And then the other front engine cars are right behind it. But with tomorrow and the changes they're going to make, I have a hard time believing that we're going to go into week 1 and it's going to be front engine domination like it's been this entire season. I just, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like that would be ridiculous. Rakifa, what's up, dude? What's up? Yes, yeah, maybe. So it's hard to say. I would say the honest truth is, if you want to find a car that kind of is like strong, if there is one that stands out, which typically is one that stands out, you're going to have to wait probably a week or two, to be honest. Yeah, and that's probably true, Noah. I think the only caveat I would say to that is like, generally, yeah, find something that you like the look of, the sound of, the cockpit, you know, like you'll hear me talk about it later this week when I go through all the cars. I really do give like a lot of I guess consideration for things like the dash, you know. I love the Porsche dash. I love the McLaren dash. I hate the Lamborghini dash. I can't see the Aston dash. I care about that. I care about in IMSA and the Lambo, you have these two giant freaking poles that go down the middle of the windshield. I think that's super annoying. I duck points for that. You know what I mean? So I think everybody has their own criteria for what's important to them. If you literally just care about raw pace and nothing else, then yeah, you don't care about a lot of that stuff. But you know, having the spaceship view of a McLaren, I think is pretty cool. If you jump between a McLaren to the Mustang, it's about as night and day as you can get from a visibility point of view. You literally feel like you're in a spaceship when you're driving the McLaren, and then you get in the Ford and it's like the view changes dramatically, you know. Always rebalance for the season, you know, research once people start. Yeah, I don't know if always rebalancing, but just the fact that this season has been, when they changed the tire model and the car characteristics with this one, like the front engine cars for whatever reason benefited from that like massively. Like they just are easier to drive, you know, they're fast, they just don't seem to have downfalls. So switching to the Acura. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm going to hop up for a second. My son's asking me some questions. So let me go figure this out. I'll be back. So it looks like 11 minutes for this race starts. So give me a second. Let me see what this looks like. I'll be right back. All right. Well, my son's asking me to go thrashing around in the truck in the snow, so I'm going to go do that. So I'm going to cut this off. Appreciate y'all for being here. Kind of a shorty. Plan tomorrow is to like really get into it. So if y'all are around tomorrow, whenever the servers come up, I'm going to get in there and rip. Oh, wow. Closing Steam. Close the whole damn thing. That's funny. Yeah, sorry. We're going to go get that. And yeah. I'll see you guys when I see you. Yeah, I'm going to do my best. If I hit a curb, I'm going over it, to be honest. Truck's big. But anyway, I'll see you guys when I see you. Until I see you then, peace out and have a good rest of the start of your week. See you tomorrow. Later.